So how many distribution centers do you have in your network, and do you fully understand the cost and service implications of having more or less distribution centers? We're going to be talking about that right now. Okay, so it's time for another discussion about distribution networks. And this time we're going to get into a little bit more detail, and I thought we'd come somewhere different. We're here at Manly. We tried filming over on the other side, but the surf is a little bit noisy, so we'll try it over here. Okay, so in a previous video I mentioned that the location of your warehouse is very much driven by the location of your customers and your suppliers, but actually your warehouse tends to get drawn towards the customers. Being closer to the customers reduces the delivery cost, which is one of the main costs in distribution. But let's have a look at some of the other elements of cost in your distribution network. So here I've got line haul cost. Now, depending where you are in the world, you might call it line haul or trunking. And what I'm trying to show here on this graph in the sand is that the more distribution centers you have in your network, the higher that line haul or trunking cost is going to be. You're traveling actually more ton kilometers. Does that make sense? Let's move on to another one. What about inventory? And this is one that some people really don't fully understand. The more distribution centers you have in the network, if we're going along the bottom axis there, the more distribution centers in the network, the more inventory we're carrying. No, it's not true that if you go from 10 distribution centers to 1, you're going to have 10% of the inventory. And the reason is, it's all to do with safety stock. So the more warehouses in the network, the more overall inventory you'll have, because you've got more safety stock. You've got safety stock in each warehouse. What about the facility cost? Obviously, the more facilities that we've got more buildings, we've got more overheads, that cost is going to go up the more facilities we have in the network. What about systems costs? So all of the systems and infrastructure, that's going to go up the more warehouses we have in the network. Gee, it's very distracting filming here. Just check out the view. How cool is this? If you ever come to Manly, I think that's where you can go and dive with the sharks over there. And just over here is the Manly ferry, which goes across the harbour into the city. But let's get back to it. Systems costs. So the systems costs go up the more warehouses we have in our network. There is one that comes down, and it's the delivery cost. The cost of delivering to your customers locally, that one goes down because the more warehouses we have in the network, we are closer to our customers, and therefore that overall cost will be lower. And what we're trying to do is to balance in every network the total cost of the distribution network. And you're looking for that sweet spot. So when you've maybe just got 1 or 2 distribution centers, the cost's quite high. If you've got 20, the cost is quite high. We're looking for that bottom point in the curve there. What's the sort of optimum for your network? And this is going to be different for every business. It's dependent on your customer service offer. It's dependent on the geography of the country that you're in. So for your business, for your country, you're looking for that sweet spot down the bottom there. And that's one of the things that we spend a lot of time on modeling in Logistics Bureau, because it's quite a complex modeling exercise. But I just wanted to show you some of the things to think about, just these graphs here. And I'll put a link below actually to an article and probably a webinar where you can get a lot more information on this. Okay, so there's a few things for you to think about when you're considering the number of distribution centers in your network. There's a lot of cost and service implications. Remember, there's a link below. I'll put a blog post there, more comprehensive post. I think we've got a webinar as well that you could log into. And don't forget, if you found this useful, do like, do share, do hit that subscribe button. That way you get notified every time a new video pops up on the channel. Thanks for joining us. Talk to you soon. I think we'll head off and see if we can find a really nice breakfast somewhere in Manly. Bye for now.